Are we ready? Let's go. May, are you ready? Okay. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this year's State of the City Address. My name is David Benoon, and I am the City Manager for the City of Newark. On behalf of the city, I'd like to thank you and welcome you for coming to this year's State of the City Address. Tonight, we have a presentation from our relatively new mayor, the Honorable Michael K. Hannon, as he will be delivering his first ever State of the City Address as our new mayor. We will begin tonight with the singing of our national anthem, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. We are fortunate to have students from Newark Memorial High School to assist us with both. As far as the singing of national anthem, we do have the Newark Memorial High School Choir Group. They are led by their director, Mr. Juan Castaneda. A little bit about Mr. Castaneda. Mr. Castaneda is a graduate of the University of the Pacific's Conservatory of Music, where he earned his degree in Bachelor of Music degree, as well as a teaching credential there. Prior to joining Newark Memorial High School, he taught at Red Bluff High School and Arbuckle High School, both situated in California. As for our choir, they are an integral part of our high school as they perform in rallies and various school functions. They have been recognized numerous times in the past for their outstanding performances, including in 2018 when the choir traveled to Chicago, where they placed first in the World Strides competition. If you all could please rise as we welcome our choir group.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, we will now recite the Pledge of Allegiance, which will be led by the Associate Student Body President of Newark Memorial High School, Ms. Leslie Hernandez Garcia. A little bit about Leslie. She attended Schilling Elementary, where she played on their soccer team. She attended Newark Junior High, where she played on the golf team. And she is currently a senior at Memorial, where she plays lacrosse, tennis, and badminton. A lot of sports. She is heavily involved with ASB, including leading various assemblies, committees, and clubs. She has served as class president for the past 2 years. She will be attending San Jose State University this fall, where she will pursue a degree in industrial design. Please join me in welcoming Leslie.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Leslie. And now for the main event. It is an honor to introduce you to our speaker this evening, the Honorable Michael K. Hannon. Mayor Hannon worked for the city of San Jose for almost 27 years, retiring in 2011. For the last 10 years of his employment there, he served as the Deputy Director of the Planning, Building, and Code Department, overseeing the city's Code Enforcement Division and managing a staff of approximately 100 with an annual budget of $10 million. In 2013, Mayor Hannon was appointed to the Planning Commission, and in 2014, he was elected to the Newark City Council. This past November, Mr. Hannon was elected as mayor, the 4th directly elected mayor in our Newark history. His current council assignments include serving as chair of the Community Development Advisory Committee and Senior Advisory Committee, as well as serving as delegate to Stop Waste, Alameda County, Contra Costa County Transit Policy Advisory Committee, say that 5 times fast, and the Tri-City Elder Coalition. Mayor Hannon is a member of our graffiti abatement team, where he cleans up graffiti in our town once a month. He is also an active member of Meals on Wheels. In fact, he delivers meals to elderly citizens in our community every Wednesday morning. And I would be remiss if I failed to mention he is a past president of the Newark Rotary Club. Mayor Hannon is a proud graduate of the University of Portland, where he earned a degree in political science. He has been married to his wife, Kathleen, for 45 years. They have 7 children and 10 grandchildren, and they have been Newark residents since 1983. Please join me in welcoming the Honorable Mayor, Mr. Michael K. Hannon.
I don't know how you follow the choir and the pledge led by some of Newark's finest students. Let's hear it again for the Newark students that were here. Thank you, David, for the kind introduction, and thank you to all those in attendance, both here in our beautiful council chambers and those that are joining us online. As David mentioned, this is my first State of the City address, hopefully not my last, and it's truly exciting to present to you the state of our city. I'm honored and certainly humbled, having been elected Newark's mayor this past November, having previously served at the community as a council member since 2014. Kathleen and I have lived in our beautiful community for 40 years and love Newark. And as your mayor, I will continue to strive to support our residents and business community on a daily basis. Please keep in mind that I am only Newark's 4th elected mayor since we incorporated as a city in 1955. I could not have had a better mentor than Mayor Emeritus Al Nagy. As we continue to celebrate and recognize Mayor Emeritus Nagy, we're reminded that he served as our mayor for 11 years and 9 months and served our city for 42 years on our city council. Throughout his career, he has helped steer our community and shaped Newark's growth as we continue our path of success. I share in Mayor Emeritus Nagy, say that 3 times. By the way, we have 2 Mayor Emerituses in this city, for goodness sakes. So I'm thinking Roman numeral number 1 and Roman numeral number 2, and Dave Smith and Al Nagy are gonna have to jockey for which one gets which. But I share Mayor Nagy's love and commitment to our community, and with the help of the current city council, we will shape Newark's future growth and continue that long history of collaboration between the city council, our city staff, and our business owners. As we celebrate and present our State of the City address, let's appreciate that Mayor Emeritus Nagy was our mayor for much of this past year and should also be recognized for our successes. Please, Mayor Nagy, let's recognize you again. Mayor Nagy whispered in my ear, now that you become mayor, I expect at least 15 recognitions in the first 6 months. So I'm on track to meet that request. So many folks don't realize the amount of work, responsibility, and dedication of time required to serve on the city council. My council colleagues have full-time employment or own their own business on top of their council responsibilities. I want to acknowledge my teammates who, just like I, have the compassion, desire, and want to see the best in our community. I'd like to start off by introducing our Vice Mayor, Susie Collazo. Susie has served for 12 years on the Newark City Council. Susie, please be recognized. The fact that the tortilla factory has the best burritos in town is just simply a side benefit to the community. Next is City Council Member Louis Freitas. Louis has been on the City Council for 28 years. Louis, please stand and be recognized. And in recognizing Councilmember Freitas, as I did with Mayor Emeritus Nagy, what you sense in that years of service to our community is continuity. They understand what's happening on the city on a daily basis. They see a vision for the community. And because we don't have term limits on our city, we're able to seek and see beyond the immediate future as to what's going to be best for our community. So I thank them for their long service to our community. Next is City Councilmember Mike Bucci. Unfortunately, Mike is unable to join us this evening, but Mike has served on the City Council for 9 years. So let's recognize Mike Bucci. And when, of course, because I could tease Mike, because there's the two Mikes that sit here on the City Council, when I heard Mike was not going to be here, the first thing that kind of ran through my mind was the Dave Letterman top 10 reasons as to why Mike Bucci might not attend my first State of the City address. And then I came to realize that Mike's probably in Florida seeking a new home for Disney as they look to possibly relocate. So certainly we want to wish Mike the best in that endeavor. And finally, our newest council member, and of course the youngest council member ever to serve on the city of Newark, Matthew Jorgens. Matthew was sworn in this past November, and it's a pleasure having him on our team. He brings a perspective, having been born, raised, attended schools in Newark. He brings a perspective that is valuable to our community. Matthew, be recognized. The City Council needs to rely on a strong, responsive, and decisive city manager as they receive and respond to council and community priorities. We are fortunate to have a homegrown city manager in David Benoon. David attended local Newark schools and graduated from that great university, the University of Cal, Berkeley. Go Bears. So let's hear it from Mr. Benoon. I wish to thank David for recognizing, for navigating our city through a worldwide pandemic that challenged everyone in our community, from residents to students, and certainly crippled many of our businesses. David, thank you for the service that you've done to our community these many years, and thank you for hiring an outstanding staff to help you with that. And of course, David has assembled a strong executive team whose creativity and can-do attitude turned around what would have been a significant financial deficit to one that produced a very modest surplus as we emerged from the pandemic. And one thing about those that are in public office, surplus is always a good word. I don't care how small that surplus is a good word. And of course, let me take a moment to recognize all of our city staff that truly understand the meaning of public service and their commitment to respond to the day-to-day needs of our community. And you saw a recent example of that in our city when the city's maintenance team was out there in the early morning hours between 12 and 4 or 5 a.m., picking up trees that had fallen in the street, eliminating flooding on our streets so that when we woke up in the morning, we had safe streets to travel, and we recognize those maintenance folks. I'd also like to recognize our planning commissioners who are here tonight, led by their chairman, Mr. John Becker. John, please stand and be recognized. Our vice chairman, Mr. Bill Fitz. Commissioner Jeff Aguirre. I'm not sure if Jeff was able to make it here tonight. Planning Commissioner Lori Bogasich. Lori's here tonight. And Commissioner Patricia Pitapan. I'm not sure if Patricia's here tonight either, but let's recognize her as well. Finally, and speaking of family, I'd like to introduce and thank Kathleen. This is where we Irish get emotional. It's 44 years. Kathleen, my wife of 44 years, for her amazing support. No person runs for political office without unconditional support of their spouse or partner. We're so proud of our 7 children and our 10 grandchildren. Through Kathleen's love and devotion, I've been able to focus on the issues, concerns, and your issues and ideas as I lead our community as your mayor. So again, thank you, Kathleen, for joining me this evening. Side note, most people don't realize I've been in political office since I was a senior in college. I ran for student body president as a junior in college, and Kathleen was my campaign manager back then. We made flyers and stuck them underneath the doors in the dormitories, and so we haven't lost an election yet. These past few years have taken us on a turbulent ride as we faced crisis after crisis, from COVID-19, which caused some job losses and business closures, to social and civil unrest, to natural disasters that included not only the drought, but firestorms, strong winds, heavy rains, and flooding. It's honestly been a trying and unimaginable time in our history. And by working together and planning well, we've managed to see our way through it all. And now we're on our way and our pathway to recovery. Just this past February, we ended the City of Newark's COVID-19 local state of emergency, making us consistent with the state of California's state of emergency. We know we're not out of the woods yet with COVID-19, but we do know we are faring well because we are better informed and educated on how to deal with the pandemic. At the onset of the pandemic, we feared what the virus would do to not only our health, but what effects it would have on our day-to-day lives. With the shutdowns and business closures the pandemic had, as we'd envisioned, created a substantial negative impact on our budget, particularly on the utility users tax, transient occupancy taxes, and charges for services due to declining revenues brought on by COVID-19. Through reductions in expenditures, including a hiring freeze of non-essential positions, an overall reduction in third-party consultants and travel and training, and the suspension of various programs and services, including taking advantage of grants and funding when available, we were able to operate on a small and modest surplus. Throughout the pandemic, we worked hard to support our residents and businesses through various programs, initiatives, and services. And we will continue to be supportive and do what we can to meet the needs of our community as we move forward. Today, we are in a much stronger position than we were at the onset of the pandemic. The city's general fund, which is made up of property taxes, sales taxes, Measure GG, transient occupancy tax, better known as the hotel tax, utility users tax, licenses, permits, and fees, including other taxes and revenues, are estimated at $76.5 million, an increase of $4 million from fiscal year 2022 and $7.5 million above the fiscal year 2023 amended budget. Revenues generated through the general fund help us to provide the programs and services our community has come to expect and deserve. For these reasons, this is why we rely heavily on maintaining a positive, balanced budget. To give you a better picture of our finances, let me take you through our budget process. Property taxes and sales tax are the city's primary revenue sources. Property tax, the largest revenue source, continues to serve as a stable and reliable source of revenue thanks to increased construction and higher assessed valuations on property. Over the past 10 years, property tax has more than doubled, going from approximately $12.6 million in 2013 to about $26 million. This makes it the second straight year that the city of Newark observed the second largest increase in property tax revenue among cities in Alameda County. Our property taxes are going up because people want to come and live here in this community. And so we certainly appreciate all the development that's gone on in our community to give homeowners opportunities, to give homeowners a chance to buy homes maybe larger than what they're currently living in. So it's opportunity. Sales tax, the second largest revenue source, is projected to be approximately $16.5 million, which is about $2 million above budget and trending 5% higher than last fiscal year. The increase in sales tax can be attributed to the following: sales of warehouse and construction equipment, vehicles sold during the summer months last year drove up auto and transportation revenues, and consumers continue to dine here in our great city of Newark. And unfortunately, we know all too well how hard we've been hit every time we pull up to the pump to fill up our gas tanks, how the high cost of crude oil has affected our wallets. These increased costs, however, contribute to increases in sales tax revenues as the city received a portion of the statewide gasoline tax. I'm not expecting any applause on taxes, so don't worry about that. Revenues for the transient occupancy tax also increased, and there are 10 hotels currently in our city. All 10 hotels remit to the city a 10% transient occupancy tax, or TOT. Although there was a significant decline in TOT revenues in 20 and 21 due to the pandemic, the projected year-end revenue for 23 is $4.59 million, which is 19.5% higher than the amended budget, or 10.6% more favorable than last year. People are starting to travel again, and we're starting to see the benefit of that in our community. We project that the tax revenue will increase as businesses and leisure level continues to rebound, but at this point, we're still more than $2 million less than pre-pandemic revenue levels. Our next revenue is the utility users tax, also known as UUT. The UUT continues to provide a stable source of revenue. Use of cable, electricity, gas, landline, and wireless phone services are taxed at a rate of 3.25%, which, of all cities that do collect these taxes, Newark's is the lowest in our county. In addition, residents 70 years and older, let me see if there's a few of those in our room, can be enrolled in the PG&E Care program and can request an exemption from the UUT. Exemption applications can be found on the city's website under utility users tax, or are available by visiting or calling the city's finance office and requesting a form. The UUT was due to expire, but thank you to our Newark residents and voters who approved the passage of Measure PP, which extended the expiration date. We will continue to generate revenues towards a better financial picture. This year, the city projects to receive $3.8 million, a modest increase of 1.6% from last fiscal year, or 14.8% higher than budgeted. And last, revenue for licenses, permits, and fees, which also include recreational fees, franchise fees, animal licenses, construction permits, encroachment permits, and building permits, are projected to end the year at $10.57 million. This is a 6.1% increase from the amended budget and is in line with the actuals of 10.61. Let's take a look now at our reserves. The city maintains both a general fund emergency reserve and a fiscal uncertainty reserve, which combined is $22.2 million, almost 35% of last year's general fund operating expenditures. Reserves are vital and provide the city with options to respond to any unexpected expense that come up or when revenues are down, such as we recently faced with the pandemic. In addition to the general fund revenues, we receive funding through the American Rescue Plan Act, commonly referred to as ARPA. ARPA is a federal relief program with $1.9 trillion in funds allocated to state and local governments that have been financially impacted by the pandemic. Newark received a total of $11.8 million in ARPA funds. We held a work session to discuss our options of how we should spend the city of Newark's $11.8 million allocation and develop the ARPA recovery plan consisting of projects that will benefit the entire community. Of those funds, we dedicated $4.8 million towards personal and operating budget restorations. Restorations that will address critical needs of the city by providing for the return of pre-pandemic service levels and ensuring city services will continue into the foreseeable future. The remaining balance of $7 million was applied towards community projects that will help address negative economic impacts, build on infrastructure, apply to administrative and public health, and serve disproportionately impacted communities. Many of these projects have already been implemented, including small business grants and other business assistance, while some are still in progress. I want to take a moment and thank the city staff for really getting the word out there to the community when grant opportunities became available either through the city of Newark or through state federal funding. They did an outstanding job. Let's recognize the city staff for that marketing effort. In addition to the projects, we also included $1.3 million programming costs for bilingual preschool promotores training and teen programs, including the renovation of the Head Start building. In addition to ARPA funds, we were recently awarded from Alameda County a Vision 2026 grant. Monies will be used for scholarships, laptop computers for participants and promotores families to access training, outdoor activities and field trips to local art and science-based museums and academies. Continuing with the ARPA projects, we dedicated $1.5 million towards the Cedar Community Apartments, an affordable housing project which received a Home Key Grant Award that will be used towards the conversion of the Town Place Suites to the Cedar Community Apartments affordable housing project. You're going to see a theme now running through a lot of these projects where you're going to see that this city council is focused and dedicated to providing affordable housing to our residents moving forward. We also designated $1.5 million towards small business grants. As of earlier this month, we have awarded 82 grants that range anywhere from $3,000 up to $20,000 each. A majority of the awards went to personal care businesses such as beauty, hair, and nail salons. If not for these grants, some of these businesses may have been forced to close. $280,000 is dedicated to support a new Chamber of Commerce CEO who will help foster and further the interests of businesses in Newark. The Chamber of Commerce is essential to the growth and revitalization of our business community. In Newark, we not only welcome businesses, we actively support business interests. $150,000 will go to Old Town Newark business assistance and $100,000 to Old Town facade improvements. Monies for the Old Town Newark business assistance will provide small businesses in the Old Town neighborhood in nearby areas with technical assistance and training on financial resiliency and planning, as well as marketing, networking, and other business resources. money for the Old Town Facade Improvement Program, and is intended to address concerns of the owners of buildings and storefronts in the Old Town area that are outdated or have not had the financial resources to maintain or improve their storefronts. Funds will be used to improve the appearance and functionality, attract customers, and increase revenues. We're looking to start a pilot program that would reimburse 50% of the project's costs up to $15,000. We have dedicated $200,000 towards a broadband master plan, a strategic plan to outline how the city can improve and expand its broadband internet infrastructure throughout the city. The broadband master plan will be our roadmap to help lay the foundation of how Newark plans to make high-speed internet more available and affordable for everyone, with a focus on unserved and underserved areas. Access to broadband is critical for everyone in our society, and we want to ensure all of us are successful in that endeavor. The completion of a master plan could take up to the end of the year. Once the broadband master plan is complete, we will focus on a broadband infrastructure project to which we have dedicated $1 million towards. Also, due to the efforts of our state assembly member, Alex Lee, the state of California provided us with $1.8 million in grant funds that will also be used for broadband implementation, with a total of $3 million to improve broadband in our community. We hope to make a serious investment in our community's access to broadband. In an effort to engage with our community, we've allocated $250,000 for a community development module that can be accessed on the city's website and allow for a streamlined permitting process, tracking of permit applications, and updates on code enforcement activities. We are currently working on implementation. We also completed at the end of last year an engagement tool called Text MyGov, where residents can text the city to find information and report issues any time of the day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's as simple as texting the word "hi" to our designated phone number, 510-930-4NWK. And you're on your way to engaging with the city. You can also sign up for city alerts by texting keywords such as Newark/events or Newark/alerts to 91896. And anytime there's an event or an emergency alert, we will notify you by text message. Many of our nonprofit organizations felt the strain of the pandemic with the inability to raise funds, and that the pandemic has caused disproportionate impacts on certain segments of our community. To address these concerns, we've allocated $300,000 towards nonprofit agency grant program. We received a total of 25 applications and are currently in the process of reviewing the applications and hope to select the grantees soon. Grants will be awarded anywhere from $500 up to $25,000 each. So please get the word out to the community, maybe not in this go-around on grants since we're now finalizing it, but there will be other opportunities down the road for grant opportunities from the city of Newark as we look at opportunities to partner with the nonprofit community. We've also allocated $10,000 to COVID vaccination incentives and $210,000 towards child care and recreation programs and scholarships. Through the scholarship program, and as of early this month, we have awarded enough scholarships to cover 361 classes, activities, and memberships, totaling $68,752 in funding. Our summer program registrations opened in April for residents, and we are projecting an additional $10,000 worth of scholarships being issued. So you can see we've been busy ensuring our residents and business communities have access to funding, programs, and services during a time when we've all been faced with economic uncertainties. Let's now focus on our business community. Newark is home to many smart, successful businesses, from our mom and pop shops to many high-tech biotech firms. There's no question that these past few years have taken a toll on us, especially our business community. The pandemic had many people concerned with layoffs, downsizing, relocations to closing their doors altogether. The fact that we've been able to assist our business community makes us proud. We value the contributions businesses bring. They create jobs, opportunities, and are often seen as the face of our community. Through the grants program and services offered, we were able to help 82 merchants who accumulated $1.474 million in unpaid rent, unpaid utilities, and other expenses. Businesses weren't able to stay on top of during the pandemic. Subsequent to that, we also helped 16 merchants with financial assistance for a total of $530,000 between CARES Act funding, matching contributions from the county, and ARPA funds. We were able to distribute $2 million in grants directly to support Newark businesses. We worked with small businesses and offered one-on-one consultations and provided group workshops on digital marketing and financial resiliency. These workshops were successful and shows those in attendance how to maneuver technology. Some business owners hadn't used the internet or computer technology before and found the workshops beneficial, especially for the fact that the workshops were also offered in various languages. We have a diverse business community, so the ability to attend and understand the workshops was valuable and appreciated. Our economic development team also reached out to our small businesses and encouraged as many business owners to apply for additional grants through various grant programs offered through the county and the state of California. We've learned that 396 Newark businesses had applied. It feels rewarding being able to connect our businesses to other funding resources available. We are here to support our business community, as I mentioned, and we will continue to stay engaged and work towards recovery. Turning now to development. Building to meet the needs of our community's future is the reason why we work hard and plan well so that we may maintain a sustainable future and continue to make Newark a place to call home. When developing plans for the city's growth, we look at the needs of our community by providing options of retail, entertainment, recreation, programs, as well as residential. We also focus on ensuring that our streets, parks, and facilities are well maintained. The U.S. Census projects that within the next 7 years, Newark's population is expected to increase by almost 5,000, or 9.5%, making housing needs that much more important. We also know that the Bay Area is considered one of the most expensive and densely populated in the United States. Low housing stock or affordability issues offset by rising mortgage rates add to the frustration of anyone looking to own or rent a home. In Newark, we approved a temporary moratorium on evictions for non-payment of rent by residential and commercial tenants impacted by the loss of income resulting from COVID-19. I know you'll agree with me, the pain we face as a community anytime someone is displaced. The high cost of housing remains a big concern in the Bay Area. We see increasing interest rates, and although housing prices have been declining slightly, owning a home is still out of reach for many home buyers, including renters, as the cost of living in the Bay Area is for many unattainable. We are currently working on updating the city's general plan housing element for the 23-31 planning period. The purpose of the housing element is to support the vision of assuring safe, decent, and affordable shelter is provided for all Newark residents. It identifies policies and actions to meet the housing needs of the city's current and future residents at all income levels. We are engaged with our community and we've heard residents' concerns not only about housing affordability, but they also want a neighborhood opportunity for first-time home buyers, opportunities to build ADUs, and housing for those looking to downsize to smaller units. Housing of every type creates family stability and safe neighborhoods. Since the mid-1990s, there has only been a total of 272 affordable senior housing units in Newark. The units are located at Newark Gardens 1 with 150 units and Newark Gardens 2 with 50 units. Both developments are located off Cedar Boulevard. The remaining 72 units are located at Newark Station in the Bayside Newark neighborhood. Those units were built in 2018. We recently approved, and this is a lot of good news here about affordability, we recently approved the Timber Senior Affordable Housing Project. In February, Eden Housing received $21.7 million for its Timber Senior Housing Project. The project will provide much-needed new housing for Newark's senior population. The Timber Affordable Housing Project will create 79 one-bedroom units and redevelop a 1-acre site, fulfilling the city's vision of transforming the surrounding neighborhood from light industrial and warehouse space to a vibrant, walkable residential neighborhood for our seniors. We are converting Town Place Suites, an extended stay hotel off Cedar Boulevard, into 124 affordable housing units known as the Cedar Community Apartments. Last July, we were awarded the amount of $38.2 million in funding from the state of California's Project Home Key program. The Home Key program is a statewide effort to rapidly expand housing for persons experiencing homelessness or at risk of becoming homeless. Another notable housing project is the Satellite Affordable Housing. It will be focused and located on Thornton Avenue. The project consists of 57 1-, 2-, and 3-bedroom apartments and numerous family-friendly common area amenities with a $12 million investment also coming from the City of Newark's Affordable Housing Impact Fee. The council, recognizing that over the last number of years, we had collected well over $30 million in funds that should be and could be set aside for affordable housing units. This council made a decision: we don't want to collect more development fees. We want to see affordable housing built. And that's why you see from these last few projects, we, the City of Newark, are dedicating specific dollars for specific projects that will bring affordability not only for our seniors, but as you saw from the last project, for families as well. As you can see, we've taken many steps towards alleviating the affordable housing crisis here in Newark, but we're not done. We previously adopted an affordable housing work plan, and we will update it as part of the housing element. We plan on introducing our first ever first-time home buyers program as part of that plan. We also have several projects currently under review. Those projects include the Patchke's Homes in Old Town Newark. Plans include 88 condominium units, of which 13 will be affordable units. The Mulberry Condos, which will bring 8 units within 4 two-story buildings. And Waymark's development, Waymark's Townhouse, a 76-unit subdivision consisting of 3-story attached townhouses within 14 buildings. Then there's Robson Homes, LLC, who's looking to construct 118 residential units composed of 3-story single-family homes, and 2-unit attached townhouses. Work also continues on several exciting long-range planning projects, starting with the new Park Place specific plan. In my mind, this is, other than our City Hall Civic Center project, in my mind, this is probably the most significant project our city will experience and see over the next 5 to 10 years. If you have not had an opportunity to see the visual of what we anticipate the new park master plan to look like, please go on the city's website and take a look at it. You'll be amazed. The vision has been to transform the greater New Park Mall into a premier, vibrant urban place through thoughtful land use design. This includes modern residential areas, generous retail and dining opportunities, community venues, a world-class movie theater, inviting pedestrian-oriented streets and public spaces, and enhanced sidewalks, bicycle lanes, and transit facilities, creating a premier Bay Area and local destination. New Park Mall, but for this innovative and ingenious development, in my opinion, would have closed in the next few years. We've seen malls around the Bay Area that have closed because they haven't put through thoughtful development proposals to keep the malls alive. We in the city recognized our mall was going to close if we didn't get creative, and our development staff got creative. Let's hear it for our development staff in the city of Newark. Work is currently being done on what is considered Phase A residential project, and will focus on the north end of the mall where Sears Auto Center was once located. This includes a residential, retail, mixed-use project with a total of 319 dwelling units, of which 29 will be designated as affordable housing units. I met with the property owner several years ago when I first got wind that they were looking to develop the New Park Mall area. And I told him how excited I was about the project and the number of units that would be built, rental units. And I said, there needs to be an affordable component to this project. Fast forward 2 years, they wanted to give me an update before they came to the city council on the project. Mr. Hannon, Phase 1 is 300-something units. It's gonna be beautiful, you're gonna love it. I said, I just don't see the affordability unit that I requested 2 years ago. Oh, that's right, you did ask for that. They went back to the drawing board and put in those affordable housing units. It's not as many of affordable units as I'd like to see, but you know, when you get your foot through the door, good things can happen. And my foot's through the door. There's gonna be 4 more phases after Phase 1. We'll see if we can't increase the number of affordable units in that development moving forward. Work continues on the southern end of the mall, replacing what used to be Burlington Coat Factory and J.C. Penney building with a new, and I just love this, 161,000 square foot Costco, including a 32 pump gas station. I think staff has told me that we anticipate that the Costco should hopefully open by the fall of this year. So even though you drive by there and you say, gosh, I don't see a lot of construction, these folks know what they're doing. Once construction begins on the building itself, it'll be amazing how quickly that structure will be built. So we're looking at the fall of this year for you to be able to shop just in time for Christmas in Newark, right, Sissy? Hyatt Place, Newark, Silicon Valley joins the area. This hotel is expected to be completed on May 1st and is now accepting reservations beginning on May 4th. So if you don't have your reservation in now, you better get it in. And that's that project. If you've seen it, it's along 880, right to your right-hand side as you're driving southbound on 880. Our next project is the Bayside Newark development. Bayside Newark consists of several residential communities at various stages of construction, completion, or on the market. The vision is the development of livable place where housing, recreation, neighborhood retail center, and employment opportunities are integrated. The latest development at Bayside, Newark is Lennar's Bridgeway Master Plan community of new single-family homes and condominium homes, and they're actively selling as we speak. FMC Willow and Grand Park by Lennar and Integral Communities joins Bayside, Newark, and when completed will be home to 279 residential townhouse units, a 1.6-acre mixed-use area with retail, club room, fitness center, and 90 affordable housing units, a future transit station, a parcel with a 5-acre Grand Park. Construction is anticipated to begin next year. And last, we have the Old Town Newark Specific Plan. Plans include, Mayor, this is the last Old Town Newark Specific Plan. It only became Old Town Newark on the 3rd or 4th Specific Plan, I think. If you haven't had a chance to walk in our Old Town, it's a great area of Newark. Some of the original homes prior to Newark being incorporated are in that area. It's a vibrant community with outstanding residents who are longtime residents of our community. And so if you have an opportunity to walk the Old Town, I would encourage you to do so. So plans include the revitalization of Old Town Newark into an updated, vibrant, mixed-use neighborhood with a strong sense of place, thriving retail, and commercial businesses, a range of housing choices, a streetscape that prioritizes bicycle and pedestrians, and public spaces that allows community members to gather with their neighbors. And the great news is that the Metropolitan Transportation Commission has awarded $5.14 million grant towards construction costs, including an archway sign, street parking, expanded sidewalks, and bicycle lanes. The total project cost is estimated to be over $9 million, and we anticipate construction to begin in 2025. I think that dollar allocation, correct me if I'm wrong, City Manager Benoon, was federal dollars.
Correct, through the Metropolitan Transportation Commission.
Thank you. And I would imagine I want to take a moment to recognize a good friend of the city of Newark. He's not able to attend here today, but his staff is here. Let's hear it for Simone Chen, who is Ro Khanna's aide. I'm also excited to report that, again, due to the lobbyists, sorry. Oh, Lord. Due to the lobbying efforts of Assemblymember Lee, the state awarded us $2 million towards quiet zone construction costs. How many are here in the city of Newark are bothered by trains at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning? Oh gosh, just pretty much everybody. Newark has a fair amount of railroad traffic, including 2 subdivision lines. Installing certain improvements at railroad crossings will eliminate the need for train operators to sound the train horns, which will increase the quality of life for our residents. Thank you to Member Lee, and Matthew Jorgens, my council colleague, is also a member of Assemblymember Lee's office. Let's hear it for Assemblymember Lee. We also secured $2 million from the federal government through Congressional Ro Khanna again's Office for work on the Thornton Avenue alternate route corridor pavement rehabilitation project. You know, these folks in Washington, they come up with such long titles for these infrastructure improvements. So I'm not going to ask anybody to repeat that one. Funding will be used to perform much needed pavement maintenance and installation of bike lanes on Thornton Avenue between Interstate 880 and Olive Street. Turning now to our police department, probably one of the more enjoyable subjects for me to talk about. We just have an outstanding group of men and women that serve our community on a daily basis. Our police department, they're committed to providing the highest quality police services to our citizens, business owners, and visitors alike. Our police department focuses on working in partnership with our community through the philosophy of community-oriented policing. Building partnerships and engaging with our community allows us the ability to develop positive working relationships. Okay, what was the joke? I missed it. Oh, see, I don't see these things. God, did he make another faux pas? While proactively focusing on problem-solving public safety issues while providing critical emergency services. Our police department continues to build relationships with our community through programs such as Citizen Police Academy, attending community events, facilitating events like Coffee with a Cop, National Night Out, or our Neighborhood Watch program, as well as many others. Through community surveys, our police department, now listen to this, our police department has been able to get a pulse on the community, and that has helped the department to direct their services and address our community's needs. The surveys also demonstrated the positive relationships our police department has with our community, receiving a 92% approval rating. Besides staying connected to the community, keeping up with technology is just as important. As existing personnel resources are strained, police department members are consistently evaluating new technologies that are in line with community values and expectations to promote efficiency. Through the development of the Peregrine technology, software, and flock safety, our police department has been better equipped to access data more efficiently and effectively. Peregrine integrates multiple databases into one simple dashboard without the need to sign in and out of various systems to generate analysis and reports. Peregrine provides secure, high-level snapshots of crime statistics and response times for dispatch that update in real time. Flock Safety installed 20 safety cameras to the entrances to the city last fall. So far, Flock has been responsible for 73 crime reports. 51 activations involved case offenses, 14 recovered stolen vehicles, 3 activations were related to carjackings, and 2 for robberies. A total of 22 persons were arrested based on investigative feeds and leads due to the ALPR system, demonstrating how successful the program has been. Both the Flock and the Peregrine systems were paid for through funds provided from the state of California with the assistance, again, this time Assemblymember Kansan Chu. With our newly hired crime analyst, work is being done on the development of intelligence-led policing. Through integrated crime and criminal analysis, police have been able to focus on prolific and serious offenders. Through the use of acquired comprehensive public safety data analysis and community safety cameras, police will build a program to focus patrol officers proactively in areas determined to have a higher likelihood of crime occurrences. And in keeping with our theme of community engagement, we continue to stay connected with the public through our various social media outlets. These are effective platforms to keep up to date with critical public safety information, community events, police department operations, and hiring opportunities. We encourage you to stay connected and engaged with our police department. In fact, this is the commercial announcement. We're hiring police officers, so if you're interested in police work and looking to join a responsive, engaged, and professional group, then we're the place you want to come and work. I want to pause here because this is really a critical need of our community. You've heard the advertisements from various cities offering significant bonuses and payouts to folks to come and join their police force. We can't afford to pay $75,000 to someone to come to work in Newark on a referral basis. But when you look at the overall quality of the community, where do I want to do my policing? Do I want to do it in the friendly city of Newark, where police officers are appreciated and recognized for the work they do day in and day out? Or do I want to work in a community where policing is not considered a priority? I hope that answers the question. Speaking of staying engaged and connected, let me now move to emergency preparedness. Emergencies and disasters can strike at any time and without warning. Having a plan and knowing what to do is our best protection. We recently approved the development of an updated multi-jurisdictional local hazardous mitigation plan. The plan will allow us to identify natural hazards that could impact communities and identify actions and activities that could reduce the loss of life or property damage. As mentioned in my bio, I worked for the city of San Jose, and I started in code enforcement back in 1989, just before the earthquake. And the city of San Jose, and Sandra and Stan remember this, they worked with me in San Jose, we received thousands and thousands and thousands of phone calls the 48 hours after the earthquake because people were concerned and fearful of returning into their own homes. So we, along with building inspection staff, fire inspection staff, went out to homes, looked at homes, and assured people that they were safe. Because that's what people wanted to hear, that their homes were safe for them to reoccupy. And that's the responsibility of government. Our responsibility is to assure that people not only are safe, but they feel safe. This plan also allows the city to be eligible for Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, pre-disaster mitigation and hazardous mitigation grant programs, and lays the foundation for general plan policies. The plan includes the cities of Newark and other cities in our area, Newark, Union City, and Fremont. It's so hard to say those other cities, as well as Alameda County Water District and Union Sanitary District. This partnership will enable us to collaborate, share resources, and communicate important information. We are also planning a tabletop training exercise this coming July to go through an emergency scenario with several members of the city's executive team, including backups to serve on various components and roles so we can learn and be better prepared to run an effective, efficient emergency operations center should the need arise. In October, we will be holding an in-person Community Emergency Response Team Academy, commonly known as CERT. This will be the first time in over 3 years that the CERT Academy will be held in person. Through CERT, participants learn basic fire suppression, light search and rescue, put together a disaster kit, and more. We have also been providing personal emergency preparedness training. Training teaches residents how to prepare, plan, and communicate with family members during an emergency, including providing 2 Listos training classes and a statewide training program provided in Spanish. PEP and Listos training will be provided throughout the year. Between CERT, PEP, and Listos training, these classes will help our residents and business community to be better prepared should an emergency arise. And now that I've covered our public safety, let me turn to recreation for a little fun. If you haven't met some of our recreation people, they are some fun folks to work for. Our recreation department has programs and activities to meet the needs of every age group in our community. Whether you are signing up for a class, a program, or attending one of the many activities, I know you'll have fun. Our Clark W. Redeker, and I can take a moment here, Clark W. Redeker, to whom our senior center is named after, was the first mayor in the city of Newark. And if you have a chance to look down this hallway, you'll see a picture of the first city council in Newark. And if you look at their faces closely, you know what they're thinking. What did we just get ourselves into? But who's to, now we are 60 plus years later, and look what they started and look what they created. So big recognition to Clark Redeker and those citizens that have the foresight to say, you know what, we can be our own community, and look what they created. I met Clark Redeker as a Rotarian, a decent, honest person. That's what city councils consist of. That's what he started, and that's what we continue to strive to present to our community. But the Clark Redeker Center continues to be a popular meeting place for our senior population to connect and have fun throughout the many programs and activities offered. If you stop down there on a Friday, I think they still play Texas Hold'em on Fridays. And Mahjong. I said, that's too much of a thinking person's game for me. What's unique about our center is the fact that many of the seniors who attend there are also volunteers in our community. Our programs and center are successful because of the work that our volunteers do. Let's give an applause to not only our senior volunteers, but all volunteers in the city of Newark. Beside the classes and activities offered through our recreation department, we also have a lineup of programs that take place throughout the year, like our annual Family Day in the Park, free summer concert series, Grown at the Groove, held at the Shirley Sisk. How can you not recognize Shirley Sisk when she shows up at one of these events? I'm sure Shirley will send me an email later telling me where I did well and did not do well. Thank you, Shirley. Our free outdoor movie night, our free annual mariachi festival at the Shirley Sisk Grove, and big thank you to Vice Mayor Susie Collazo, who organizes the mariachi festival. Also, big thanks to Etta Rivera. I'm not sure if Etta's here or not, but I actually had, hi Etta, I had actually had Etta translate my English welcoming into Spanish, and I think I did okay, didn't I, Etta?
You were fine.
Thank you. Our free fishing clinics at Lakeshore Park, where kids learn basic instructions on knot tying, casting, and fish handling techniques. Ash Street Park Summer Recreation Community Barbecue. Our themed family fun runs are a new special event for youth and adult sports. And this year, our recreation dance program is celebrating 60 years of the Betty Gentry Dance Program. And of course, taking the opportunity to embarrass one of my colleagues on the police department, one of Betty Gentry's family members is here, Captain Jolie Macias. Is she here? Captain Macias asked if she could do a toe dance later on. I said, I don't think we're going to have enough time because my speech is going on and on and on. We are proud of the programs and facilities we've made available to our community, and our vision is to continue to do so. Currently, we are working on a variety of community plans designated to enhance the community's experience in Newark. These include a citywide facilities master plan, a public arts master plan, and a parks master plan. Each of these three plans will serve as planning documents to guide the planning and financial decisions regarding community facilities, public art, and city parks. The citywide facilities master plan is the city's first ever facilities plan. A community engagement phase kicked off at the start of the month of, started at the Family Day at the Park, where we engaged with the community and asked them to complete a survey to let us know what they wanted to see as we plan for our future facilities use. The Public Arts Master Plan was originally adopted in 2001, Mayor Nagy. It's time for an update. Updating the plan will provide direction to the city staff, local arts organizations, as well as a guide, the planning and processes necessary to develop, administer, and maintain a vibrant and inspiring public art program. The citywide Parks Master Plan creates a framework for the future provisions of parks in the city. It identifies recreational needs and explores opportunities to enhance the existing parks and facilities while evaluating the creation of new recreation amenities. The current citywide Parks Master Plan was approved by City Council in 2017 and is in need of an update. We formed a neighborhood committee that developed the city's first Parks Master Plan in 2017. The three priorities they identified was, one, we want to see a skateboard park for our kids. Two, we want to see a dog park for our animals. And three, we need to re-turf or turf the fields over at the Silman Center so the kids can play soccer on a fairly even, safe field. All three of those priorities were not only identified by the community, but with city staff's help, we were able to get every one of those accomplished. Congratulations to city staff and the folks that served on that Parks Master Plan. When we talk about democracy and your voice matters here. If you have an idea, whether with the public arts, the reuse of the facilities, or the parks, please stay engaged because your voice matters. A key component of these three plans is community engagement. This is a team effort and we want to hear from the public. If you visit our city's website and visit our community master plans page, you'll be able to keep up to date on what's happening, including providing valuable feedback by completing a survey or by attending one or more of the future community meetings. Your input is important. As you can see, we've been extremely busy building our community for not only today, but well into our future. We know the pandemic has created challenges and hardships, and we've worked our way through it all by working together, thinking creatively, and planning well. As I reflect on Newark's past, I'm reminded how innovative Newark was. Even in our early years, we were home to industry giants like Graham Manufacturing, the makers of the iconic Wedgwood stove. Then there are the Carter brothers, who manufactured railroad and cable cars. They opened a shop in Newark in 1876 and became Newark's first industry. Most of the cable cars on San Francisco's Market Street were built by the Carter brothers. And I can't proceed without mentioning Ardent Salt, today's Cargill Salt, an innovative global leader in salt production that put Newark on the map and is still going strong today. Representatives of Cargill are here today, and I want to recognize them, please. Not only has Cargill been a valuable employer to the city of Newark and the surrounding area for many, many years, but they recognize the importance of our nonprofits here in the city of Newark and continue to provide dollars regularly to support our nonprofits and our schools. So big thanks to Cargill for being a real partner with the city of Newark. Today, we have many high-tech companies that are leading the way in artificial intelligence, medical advancements, as well as solar and electric achievements. Newark is home to over 35 companies in the life science industry, up from 16 companies from 2017. Although the pandemic has had significant negative impact on many businesses, we still saw new businesses open while others expanded. Really anchoring Newark's vision as a place in Silicon Valley's ecosystem. Over 1 million square feet of new industrial space was leased with companies such as ATOM, a biotech company that played a critical role in the pandemic response in the fight against COVID-19. They just celebrated 20 years in operation and really demonstrated their successes in biology manufacturing when they expanded and purchased a second building in Newark. And we have Lucid, makers of luxury electric cars. I'm still hopeful as the mayor of this great city that the staff or Lucid themselves will say, you know what, who better to market our vehicles than the mayor of Newark? So if Lucid is listening, or you have friends with Lucid, let them know I'm happy to carry that burden for the rest of my community. They're looking beyond tomorrow and helping to shape our future in the automotive and technology industries. They've expanded and increased their building space. Lucid won the 2022 Motor Trend's Car of the Year, the most prestigious award in the automotive industry. And if you look at their vehicles, you will agree with me, they are impressive. Last year, we welcomed Vector Laboratories as they relocated their corporate office to Newark. Vector Laboratories has been supporting scientific industries worldwide for over 45 years and is recognized as a pioneer and market leader. FreeWire Technologies, a leading manufacturer of battery integrated EV charging systems and power solutions, opened last year, adding 65,000 square feet to Newark's business group. Safed, another innovative company, is dedicated to improving healthcare by producing tests for hundreds of diseases with a specialization in PCR tests, the tests we now know well because of COVID-19. Another industry leader is Allergen Therapeutics. Allergen is a clinical stage biotechnology company that focuses on pioneering the next revolution in the treatment of cancer. Businesses and industries have evolved throughout the years, and so have the needs of our community. Whether we're reflecting on our past or looking ahead to the future, planning is the foundation towards keeping and focusing so we can achieve our goals. For Newark, we know we want to continue to be a community of caring leaders who work to provide the programs and services our citizens tell us they desire. We want our community to be a place where people gather, attend events, and socialize. But we also want Newark to be a place that is current and up to date and embarking on advancements that are making a difference in the world. We wouldn't be where we are today had we not planned well. Our forefathers set the foundation by making choices, thinking ahead, and planning for growth, just as we've done and we will continue to do. We are thankful for the many businesses that make up our community and for the jobs and services they provide. Businesses are the backbone of Newark, and we are so proud of our Newark family of businesses. The ability to assist our residents and business community during the pandemic was a priority, and we are proud of the many individuals we've been able to help through the grants, services, programs, and many projects on our ARPA project list. The work that we are doing now with updating our general plan housing element, the Old Town Newark specific plan, the multi-jurisdictional local hazardous mitigation plan, and the community master plan, and the addition of the affordable housing projects are all significant as we look forward to our future. The strides we have already made and will continue to work on to keep the community and city engaged, including the development projects we're working on, will help our city grow. We are on this journey together, and we want to continue partnering with our residents, businesses, and community as we plan for our future needs. There's a quote that says, "Planning is bringing the future into the present so that you can do something about it now." I hope you join me on the future as we plan Newark's future. I want to thank you for being here tonight. Two people I want to thank specifically. This event doesn't happen as smooth as it is, as I try, without the extreme help of Lori Gephardt. When Lori first shared with me the PowerPoint presentation, she said, Mike, I have 666 slides. You may want to whittle it down a little bit. And I said, how many slides did Mayor Nagy have? And how many did Mr. Smith have? And so we're somewhere in between. I also want to acknowledge Mayor Emeritus Dave Smith. Dave Smith is with us tonight. He's watching on YouTube. And again, he served our community for over 32 years. This city hall is named after him, deservingly so, as our library is named after our former mayor, Al Nagy, deservingly so. This community is not where it is today without leadership by these two gentlemen. I want to applaud them. So thank you for all those that tuned in. Hi, kids. Hope some of the kids are watching. I want to thank Mary Teixeira. Mary put together the food that you're going to hopefully enjoy and stay to network and mingle for a little while after this event. The lobby, the refreshments are in the lobby. So again, thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to our future. I hope you do as well. Thank you.